All right. Welcome. We are here for our first podcast with a talented new teammate here at Revolt Hair Studio. This is Destiny. She is a junior stylist here. So, in your own words, if you want to give us a little bit of background about yourself, how long you've been doing hair, what makes you really passionate about your job, and a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I started doing hair at a very young age, I guess you can say, not professionally, but my mom and my aunt and my grandma and my cousins are all hairdressers. So I kind of grew up in the environment and came very naturally to me. For a couple of years when high school came around, didn't know what I wanted to do. Nothing really stuck out to me except doing hair, but of course I didn't want to do it because everybody else in my family does. Once I realized that this is where my passion was, I went to school. Right after high school, I went to Metro Beauty Academy in Allentown. So I've been doing hair now for about 2 years. I worked at my mom's salon for a little bit, another salon in Easton, and now at Revolt.
Awesome. We're super excited to have you, and we're glad that you're part of the family. And it's challenging that we're not able to be together and creating art every day, but
Yes, definitely.
soon, hopefully soon. So,
Fingers crossed.
yes. So, what we wanted to talk about, or at least have you talk about for our first podcast, is some seasonal hair care as well as at-home styling tips. So, which one do you think you want to start off with first?
We'll start off with the seasonal thing and kind of move on into the other thing. The big thing I wanted to say about seasonal hair care is, like, a lot of people first off don't realize that it's even a thing that we should be worried about.
Oh, yeah.
Especially now coming out of winter, a lot of us are probably suffering with dryness, scalp issues, things like that. And that is usually partly something to do with the weather outside and the weather inside. So yeah, dryness can be caused a lot from just going back and forth between being hot, being cold, indoors, outdoors type of thing. So hand in hand with that, at home during this time where we're not really doing much, I
Yes.
think conditioning is a big thing that you guys could be doing at home that doesn't really cost too much for you.
For sure. Now, I know you haven't really got to play with too much of the surface products yet, but I know that we've been doing some product knowledge videos and stuff. For what you have been able to play with so far, do you have a go-to either particular product or a particular conditioner that you really love for all hair types and textures?
So what I find that I have a lot with the seasons changing is a lot of frizz. I always have like a halo frizz. Feel like it never goes away.
Yes.
But I tried the Surface Curls shampoo and conditioner samples before we got stuck at home. And those seem to make like a world of difference just in the first time using them.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So we do have curbside available still. We do have all of the Curls products. We're not sold out yet. We're close to sold out of the shampoo and conditioner, but as far as all the other stylers are concerned, we do have a decent amount still. So if anyone watching this is interested in trying something, we can certainly do that for you. And you can either send us a private message or a text, and we can certainly set up a curbside pickup for that for you.
And then hand in hand with that, going into spring, another thing that we might be looking at is some humidity. Seasonally, that's another one of the biggest problems that people tend to have. A lot of times frizz happens when your hydrogen bonds in your hair are weak and easily broken. So that can happen just from moisture in the air outside. So yeah, with that too, the sun hopefully will be out a lot more.
Please.
And people, I know, should be, well, a lot of people know this already, kind of, but the UV rays in the sun can fade your color a little bit faster. So just really the big thing seasonally, I would say, is changing your products with your needs and with the seasons.
Awesome.
And then while we're at home too, a lot of things that we can be doing. Obviously, I don't think most of us are doing our hair every day. I did it just for you today.
I did mine on Monday, and this is what's hanging on still.
Yeah, well, you saw my yesterday's transformation, so
Yes.
we're getting there.
One step at a time.
Yes. I lost my train of thought for a second. I know, this is my life. So while we are at home, when people are not styling their hair so often, just kind of taking this time to let your hair breathe a little bit. I know a lot of people that have busy work schedules don't really have the time to let that happen. Just let their hair rock the way it is. So yeah, that's just one thing that can help without really having to do much and without having access to a lot of things.
Sure.
And then also, like I said before, conditioning treatments is a big thing. If you do it once or twice a week until we go back to work, whenever that is, I'm sure that a lot of people will notice a big difference in their hair.
For sure.
That way.
So would you say, I know that sometimes these are topics and or parts that people don't really understand as far as hair is concerned, but having the proper ratio of hydration and protein and moisture in the hair. So your hair is made up of 80% protein, and if it's any less than that, then that's obviously where we're going to have those breakage. You might have those little like nodes on the hair. So if you look at it and it's got like a little tiny white ball and you can pull it apart right where that ball is, that's a protein deficiency. So just going hand in hand with what Destiny's saying about being able to properly use, products for the time of year and or hair type and texture, just being able to make sure that you are providing those three key elements for your hair, all the time, but especially now that we don't really have anything to do, it might be a good time to maybe reach out to your artist, whether it's one of us or maybe you're a guest at a different salon, whatever eases your mind, and maybe just kind of pick the brain of your stylist and ask, is there something different that I should be doing in my routine or something that I can add in, or, what do we think about those kinds of things? So.
And also with that, a lot of people that don't have a good hair wash schedule or feel sometimes that they have to wash their hair every day because it's so greasy, stuff like that, can kind of get onto a program of washing that can fix those problems later on.
Oh, yeah.
Because washing the hair too much, as you know, overproduces oil, is not good for your hair, your scalp, those kind of things. Or not washing enough, the same type of problem. So getting on a good schedule is definitely something that I would recommend.
So walk me through a little bit how you do your hair, like what's your washing schedule like, and styling and heat tools and all of that.
Yeah. So on a normal day, like when we're living our normal lives, my hair is usually curly or natural, whatever. But I don't have a crazy routine for that. Usually it's just I wash maybe twice a week depending on how much product I'm putting in. I'll get out of the shower, towel dry my hair real quick, brush it out. I'll usually leave some type of leave-in conditioner in. Oils seem to help me a lot too because of the frizz. And then I'll use a styling cream and just brush it through, scrunch it up, let it air dry, and then the next day if I feel like I need a mousse or a gel or something like that, I'll add that in the morning when I'm getting ready.
So your routine, on those 2 days a week would probably take you, what, half hour or so?
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time, maybe 5 minutes to kind of touch up or perfect any areas. Nice. So I think that's something too that majority of us, if we do either have a crazy work schedule or have a family that we have to take care of, I mean, those are two really good options as far as you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours doing your hair all the time. There is other options too.
Just a quick little wash and go.
Awesome. So when you styled your hair today, did you use a flat iron or a curling iron?
Curling iron. But also considering that I did bleached the underneath of my hair yesterday.
Mhm.
I was very, very careful with it because, you know, my hair is in a little bit of a fragile state right now and I don't want to go overboard with it. So I definitely added in some heat protectant last night when my hair was drying, let it air dry completely, and then just curled it today
Mhm.
instead of blow drying it, curling it all in one shot right after lightning. So
Sure.
yeah, that was today's routine. Just a quick little, I'll show you actually, I have the iron right here. A 1 inch, and just kind of, this is broken, so I kind of have to just wrap it around and hope
Use
for
it
the
more like
best.
a wand versus.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. And then just a light hold hairspray to kind of keep everything together.
Now, how many days can you get your wear out of that particular style?
2 if I do it the right way.
Mhm.
Usually, I feel like by the 3rd day, my hair starts to get a little straighter, more weighed down. And then by then, with my hair straight, I feel like I have to wash it a little bit more
Okay.
just because it shows a lot more.
Right. That
Curly
makes
hair
sense.
hides my secrets.
They had a lot of things.
Hmm.
Awesome. So, is there any other styling tips, or maybe if you wanted to show us quickly how to maybe curl your hair, even though it's not on, but just like the placement and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I'm one of those people that love when my face frame is kind of out of my face as to like, you know, curled to the side or anything like that. I usually rock a middle part and just have it, you know, kind of curtained either way. So for the ones around my face, I'll always take this section, open this up, even though it's a little broken, wrap it like that. I'll close this with my finger. See, this is like a Marcel to us, but
Yeah.
it's a little bit harder. And then I'll start like midway of this little section and I just click it down until all the hair has gotten onto the iron.
Hmm.
I'll hold it for probably 2 to 3 seconds and then just let it go like that.
Now, do you
And
let it
then,
set like that, or do you rake it through?
yeah, I'll let it set like this. And usually I'll apply hairspray right before I curl the section and right
Mhm.
after. Not a crazy amount, just a light little spray, let it dry. I'll usually just, you know, go like that. And then curl the section and go about it like that. And then also when I'm going through, I'll alternate. So like this one, if it's going away from my face, I'll put the next one towards my face. And I'll just let them all set like that until I'm finished with the whole head,
Mhm.
hairspray the whole thing, and brush it through.
So, what would be the benefit to alternating the direction as to which your curls are going?
Just so that all of your curls are not going inside of each other and then it just looks like you have one big twist. Just so that it looks a little bit more natural for you as well.
Okay, awesome. I know we talked about this the other day, but I really love your tapestry back there.
Thank you. Amazon.
Yes,
I
they're the
know. I can't
saviors
wait to
right
use
now.
Amazon like normal again, though.
I hear you. So, what is one thing that you have either learned about yourself during this time or improved upon? I know all you guys are taking online courses and education. There was a barbering class the other day, and I know there's a lot of companies doing extensions and all of that. So, what is something that you want to share that you've improved while we're all sitting home?
I think a lot of it is just making sure that you're staying on top of yourself and that you're not getting like kind of complacent and sitting where you are because you don't really have an option.
Mhm.
um, at first, like I felt like the first couple of days of this, I was kind of just, I guess, emotionally tired and also confused because there's a lot going on. So you don't really want to do much. But
For sure.
yeah, so now it's just kind of working on keeping the wheels rolling in the things that you like to do. Like, you know, I wouldn't have touched my hair if we weren't in this situation, but
Yes.
it's just keeping in practice with the things that we're learning with you, the things that we're learning on our own, just kind of keeping the ball moving.
I love it. I'm so happy to see you guys taking initiative too. Like, obviously we can always make recommendations, but it's on everyone else to follow through, and then obviously taking the initiative and going above and beyond as well. So I just want to say thank you for that. And I
Of
think you're doing
course.
a really great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, of
It
course.
wouldn't be if it wasn't for you.
Oh. Is there any other stuff that you wanted to talk about or give advice on before we end our first podcast together?
I just have to say, for all the people that are at home going a little crazy, try to keep as positive as possible. And when we can get back out there, come out and support all your local businesses. We really miss you guys. We wish we could be with you guys. So
Soon,
I
please.
know.
And I'm putting together and this is pertaining to our conference the other night with the entire team, is we wanted to come up with a little sort of giveaway for everyone. So you're going to be seeing some social media marketing coming through called #rooting4revolt. So if you want to use that hashtag, if you are someone who is a guest of ours who is growing their hair out, you're not touching it with color, you're not going to the store and getting box dye. Of course, we can oblige you with your custom color formulation if you need to. But for our friends who are letting it go natural, we're going to measure the longest roots, and you're going to win a complimentary haircut when we're back up and running. So rooting for Revolt, and I think that's all I have for now.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down below once we post the video, and hopefully we'll see you all soon. And I appreciate, Destiny, you taking the time this evening to give us a little insight into, your life and your history, and being able to provide us with some hot tips for while we're at home.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. We'll see y'all soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.